Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor their daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor the strangers that is within the gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heavens and earth, the seas, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Exodus 28-11. Hello and welcome back to Grace.Filled. I'm so excited to be back with you guys for another video. Yes. So I thought I would start this video off just recapping the week, and then we're going to hit it hard because I have something to share with you guys that is going to bless you, encourage you, motivate you, inspire you, and strengthen you. So if you missed my last video, I went to Lowe's and I got the wood, and for the first time I used the drill and I put up shelves in my office space. Another video you guys saw me switching the kids' room in my office, and so I'm still working on an area. Listen, I believe talk is cheap, and so if you say there's an issue, there should be some action to it. Work on fixing the issue so that it's not just continually bothering you. And I just showed you some of the pizzas that the kids made because it was such a fun day. It was actually warm, so we sat out on the patio and ate, and our goat was trying to have some food and just enjoying us on the porch with us, and some of the other animals as well. And we really just had a great time. So that was of significance to me. I want you to know that there are seasons when the Lord blesses, but then there are seasons when he doesn't. There are seasons when he speaks, but then there's seasons when he is quiet. And so have you ever needed the Lord and it seemed like he wasn't answering you, like he wasn't even near? Like, have you ever been crying out to him about an issue, about a situation, about something that's going on in your life? And it's like, Lord, I have been fervently praying for this thing and I don't feel like I see an answer, and I'm trying to understand what's going on. Am I out of alignment? Did I miss you? Did I miss something? Did I get something wrong? Like, why can't I hear you? Like, where are you right now? Like, you feel so far away from me. Though I know thou art with me, I don't feel you at this moment. I don't feel you in this situation. I thought I was following you, but did I really make the right mistake? Like, how did I end up on this path? How did I end up here? Like, what's really going on? I need to talk to you. Knock, knock, knock. Can you hear me, Lord? I need a conversation with you. Because this is how I felt this week about some areas of my life. I paid someone to do a website for me. He told me he was going to do it in 2 days. It was over 6 days, and he still didn't deliver and still hadn't fixed the arrows that I had told him multiple times needed to be fixed. And it just brought me back to the past, because I've paid someone 2 to maybe 3 times before to build a website. Years ago, the Most High told me to do certain things. I tried it. I tried my best to do it, to get it done, to hire the people that I thought could get it done, and I've been gotten over on and lost my money so many times. So this time, at least I was able to get a refund, but I'm like, Lord, how did I miss you? How did I not see this? See, we don't always talk about this, but there are some times when it's like the Lord turns his face from us. Again, sometimes it seems like we know that he doesn't. But it's like, where are you? And how come you haven't answered that? And it's like, sometimes I can ask for the simple thing and you'll answer it. But then when I ask for the hard thing, I can't find you. Sometimes we get just a little weary. Sometimes we get just a little bit weak. And sometimes we just have to get back on our knees again. We have to just seek him again. We have to ask the Lord, make me over again. Father, Abba, put me back on that wheel. Hallelujah. Father, make me over again, because there's something in me that's not right. See, we want to, I'm going to get ahead for a second. I thought I was done with all of my Sabbath prep stuff. Listen, this is real raw, okay? I thought I was done with all my Sabbath prep stuff, and I was all excited, like, okay. And then he told me, clean out that corner. I said, oh, okay. He said, because what happened is those things get there one by one by one. And before you know it, something has accumulated that you didn't even know was there. And it accumulated so slowly that you missed it. And I said, oh my, oh my, I know what I need to talk about. And so it's like, what things have been slowly accumulating in your life that are just sitting there, that are in the way, cluttering your life, taking up space, keeping you from your quiet time with the Most High, keeping you so busy, organized, and thinking about it, that you're not even being active in the things of Him. That's why I said earlier in the video, I refuse to sit here and be thinking about, oh, I don't have space in my office. I mean, I could take this. I've got a baby office. My office is so small, I can't do nothing. No, you can do a lot with the little. Are you willing to do the work? Because you can do hard things. Why are you sitting waiting for somebody else to do what you can do for yourself? We can do all things through Him who strengthens us. So guess what, baby? I'm not waiting for somebody, because I got purpose and destiny on my life. I've got an assignment, and I've got to be faithful and diligent in my word of the year, disciplined. Last year, my words were blooming and blossoming, but this year, I've got to be disciplined. And so discipline says, when nobody else will, I will. Discipline told me this morning when I wanted to sleep in, no, baby, you've got work to do. Get up. Discipline says, respect your time, respect your boundaries. Get done the things that you need to have done. So I said, oh boy, this is going to be a word on Sabbath prep. It's going to be a word for the people, because it's a word for me. Like, these words really encourage me. They come to and through me first before I even think about sharing it to you. He already hit me with it. And so he said, clean out that space. And I said, oh my goodness. And so I've really raw, probably the rawest I have ever been. So if you don't have my best interests at heart, and if you're not here for the Most High, then I ask you just click off this video and come back another time. Because I'm not about to cast my pearl before swines. What I have to say is something precious, and it has cost me something. And I'm not just here to share it for you to trample over it and for you to make a mockery of it. I'm here for people who want it. I'm here for people who want Him. I'm here for people who want a closer walk with Yeshua HaMashiach. That's why I'm here. That's why I labor and sacrifice. It's a whole lifestyle. I have denied myself so many things that I want, because for His glory, it's worth it. For His glory, I would do anything. And that's why you have to be careful when you sing these songs. Do you really mean what you're saying, or is it lip service? Because if He tells you, oh, you're going to get a house because you did what I asked you to do, you'd be real happy to serve Him any way He wanted you to serve Him. But if He tells you you're going to lose some people, you're going to lose some babies, you're going to lose some things along the way. Not too many people are jumping up and down, raising their hands for that loss. They're like, no, Pop, no, I'm good, real good. I've had some struggles being a mom and a wife, to be honest with you. And in those struggles, I remember just going ahead and turning open to Corinthians. And it says, and least I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations. A thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing, I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly, I would rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in my infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distress, for His sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Man, I was just having a whole moment with oh my goodness, with Yeshua, because, you know, I have always considered myself weak. I've always, felt like I wasn't strong. But something I used to always tell myself was, I don't have to be strong, because when I'm weak, He's strong. So this is to encourage those of you who are feeling weak and feeling like the Lord's not hearing you, who got some stuff in your corner that you need to clean out, who've got some spiritual baggage, some physical baggage, some mental baggage, okay, that you need to deal with, that's been hitting and piling up and accumulating in your life. His strength is made perfect in your weakness. For when you are weak, he is strong. So lift up your eyes and remember and know where your help comes from. It's not you, it's not yourself, but it's in him. And he knows when we are cleaning out these corners of our life, of our minds, of our spirits, of our hearts, that it is hard. He knows that. But he can do hard things. And he gives us the strength to endure them. And so I'll tell on my own self and put myself out there in hopes that it encourages, inspires, motivates you to put yourself out there to him. Because this is a personal thing. It's between you and him. You don't have to tell me or anybody else. You can do it for the comfort of your own home. But he has told me to be an example for you. And so for me, that means me sharing it and opening up about it. And so earlier in the week, I had a moment. We all have a moment. I have moments too. If you didn't know, I have moments. And I needed some help. And I felt like I wasn't getting the help that I needed from my kids. And I just felt frustrated in that moment. You know, in that moment, I felt overwhelmed. And this thought came to my head that I never knew really to the extent of how I felt it. But in that moment, it came out. See, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The mouth speaks what's in the heart that you don't even know about, that maybe you're not even certain about. Or maybe things that you just choose to hide, suppress, not tell anybody, not share. You hold it internally and maybe you forget about it. Maybe you do so much, you give so much, you stay so busy that you just don't think about it. But guess what? Even with those things, they will catch up with you sooner or later. And so I was frustrated in a moment and I thought to myself, I wish my oldest, I had 2 miscarriages, and I was like, I wish my baby didn't die. My daughter would have been so helpful to me, da 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 da. And I just began to cry. Oh my goodness. Like the floodworks began to come because, miscarriages happen, different things in life happen, and we just keep on going. And this was a while ago, but it had impacted me because in my heart and in my mind, I was believing if I hadn't lost my first miscarriage that my life would be different. I believed that she would be so helpful to me that because I would have an older girl versus older boys, it would just be different and things would be different. And I see all of my friends, just different people who have girls that are older and the girls are so helpful. And, it's just such a beautiful thing. And it's always something that I've wanted. And I just had to get myself together and say, Christy, do you believe that the Most High is too wise to make a mistake? But can anything enter our lives except what he allows? And again, there's a lot of thoughts on that. But when I think about Job, and Satan was walking to and fro, and he's like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Oh, I'm just seeking. And he's like, oh, why don't you test Job? Test him. And Satan's like, oh, really? Because he's just worshiping you because da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and you've given him blah-da-da-da-da. But if you take all the stuff from him, he won't bless you anymore. And the Lord's like, yeah, my money's on him. I believe that he will. So you can touch all the things in his life, but you cannot touch his life. And Job lost everything. Well, did that feel good to lose everything? No. Did he want to lose everything? No. Could we imagine the grief and despair he was in? And then even his friends had something to say about that. Can you imagine that kind of life? But Job trusted the Most High. And then in the end, he received more than he could have thought, hoped for, asked, or imagined. But if we hadn't heard this inside conversation, we would surely be thinking, this happened because Job sinned, Job wasn't in alignment, Job this, Job that. And it's just to say that sometimes he allows things into our lives. And I believe he allowed this thing in my life for his glory, because I don't think I would be here had that not happened to me. It was through me losing my baby that I became closer to the Most High. It was through me losing my baby that I even started Grace.Filled Gardens. It was a tribute to them that I began to want to have these beautiful spaces and vignettes, just a beautiful place where I could just sit and just relax and enjoy and bask in the beauty and have all types of bird feeders and bird baths and all kinds of things like that. So that was the inspiration to something that has catapulted my life to where it is today. And without that, I don't know that my life would be where it is. Now, like Job, would I like this path? No. But if it's for his glory, if it's for the glory of Yah, then I'd say yes all over again. It's not that I like what happened to me. It's not that I like what I endured. It's not that I like some of the decisions that I've made. But it's just I want to be obedient and knowing that in my obedience, he is going to get the glory out of my life. And so if he's getting the glory from my life, then for me, the only thing is just to walk in it and just to obey. Because for his glory, I would do anything. And so I just admonish you to see what hidden things you have that need to be cleaned out. Father, on today I have poured out my entire heart into your people, and I pray they receive it with love. And I hope that they seek you in the areas of their life, Father, that need to be cleaned out, those things that they don't want to address, the hidden, hard things, Father. You're here to deal with those too. You're not just here for the fluff and for the superficial and for the pretty and beautiful, but you're here for the hard things, the things that trouble us, the things that make us not be able to sleep at night, the things that cause us to want to smoke and drink and do all types of things that are not good for us, that are not wholesome, that are not good because of the situations we're in or have been in, because of the traumas and tragedies and things along those lines. But Father, I ask you on today that you would heal us, that you would deliver us. Give us strength where we are weak, Father, that you would be with us and be our very present help in the time of the storms. We love you. We thank you. We give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. And it's in Yeshua's name that we pray. Amen. Until the next video, blessings.